Wendy Lands, thank you for joining us on VO Booth Besties to talk about your demo production process and insights into the industry, and we'll just jump right in. So,
Let's.
first of all, we're going to come at this like I don't know anything about you. So, what is the
Okay.
do you have a demo production company, or is it just you, or what are we looking at?
I chose not to give my demo production company a name because I do a lot of things and it's all me. So it's just the Wendy Lands brand is what I say. It's just me. I do make demos with my husband though. So he's
Oh.
my team. So it's us.
I love that. I love that. So, our big question that we ask everybody right at the beginning is what do you think the role of a demo is in 2024? Is it just for marketing, to land an agent? Like, what do you think the role is?
Well, I think the role of a demo in 2024 is has to do with who wants the demo. So if it's a newbie, they probably would love to get an agent with their demo. If it's, and maybe use it on the pay to plays if that's the direction they're headed. If it's a mid career voice actor, then they may very well want to get a next tier agent with their demo. So they may have they may feel that they're better than their demo at this point because that happens, right?
Yeah.
So mid career, you're going to want to show what you got, and I think because I really understand this, someone who is plateauing, uh, who might be a later career VO, who's plateauing and doesn't feels typecast because I've been there. I know it so well, and I have so many friends who are. Then you want to make a VO to say, "Hey, people, this is what I can do. You don't know that about me." So you're making it for your agent, you're making it for marketing, you're making it for casting, you're making it for everyone who already knows you and thinks they know you, but they don't.
I love
So,
that.
and of course, a demo is a great marketing tool, either a brand new demo or a gussied up older demo that had some fresh new spots on it. Always a great tool for marketing.
Fabulous. I love the way you broke that down. No one else has done that quite the same way, and that is
Oh,
a good beginner, intermediate, wherever you are, a demo is a tool that you can use to accomplish your specific
yeah,
goals and
absolutely.
help you move forward. So I found out just this week, and I really thought I knew all the things about this agency and really about demos after interviewing so many demo producers. I thought I knew it all. And I talked to a casting director this week and discovered that when they receive a list of names from an agent, that they don't have auditions from those people yet. That they then choose from that list of names who they want to ask to audition. Okay. And this is with CESD. I'm signed with CESD. So
Mm-hmm.
then, so she gets this list of names. She's like, so maybe they send me 8 names. I go look them up. I go to their website. I listen
Yeah.
to their demo. And I'm like,
Ah,
stop. Seriously, had no idea. I'm always like, oh, a demo is just, you got to use it to get an agent. And once you get an agent, like you're good. You don't need to really mess with it too much. And that's kind of the industry expectation. But no, casting directors listen.
yeah, they do. And you book things off your demo. Have you
Well, I
not
knew
booked
that.
anything?
Like, I do know my
Yeah.
agent submits my demo directly, but it's typically corporate or like industrials or medical. I do a lot of medical narration, and
Oh, okay.
I didn't realize that commercial casting directors like made their decision about who they want to get the audition based off of your demo and your
You
website.
want to
And
hear something really weird?
yeah,
This is a bizarre thing, and this is more about me as a VO, but it has to do with demos. Last week, I was on a session, and another VO was hanging out with me, and we were talking, and she said, "Oh my God, I got an audition last week where we were sent to your website to listen to your demo to try to sound like me."
that's
And
awesome.
I never got the audition. I never even heard about it. And I did not know that people were listening to my demo. So
I
you,
love
you
that.
don't know who's listening to your demo and why.
Yeah.
And I think we should believe that it's being listened to all the time and that it has to be kept really fresh and that it's got to be something that you're super proud of.
Yeah. I love that. Absolutely. So tell me how long you've been making demos.
I've been making demos for 9 years because I started coaching VO 9 years ago in person. Remember in person?
No, actually.
I dream about it sometimes because it just feels like this other world that we used to live in where so I've been a voice actor and I am currently that's my number one. I'm a voice
Right.
actor. I teach, I coach, I make demos, but that's like my secondary stuff. Um, so I've been a voice actor for many, many years, and about 9 years ago, I spoke to a friend of mine who's one of the most famous singing coaches in Canada or in the world, because you know what? She coached the movie Hairspray and she coached the movie Chicago and
Wow.
she coached, yeah, she's huge. Her name is Elaine Overholt. So actually look her up because she's a goddess. She's an incredible singing teacher. Elaine said it would be cool to have a voiceover coach at our studio because she had a bunch of other vocal coaches and herself. So I developed a curriculum and people came and it was so exciting. And I fell madly in love with coaching, like madly in love with it. And then I think maybe from that first session, one of the students said, "Can you make me a demo?" And I was like, I probably can. And the other crazy thing is that I've been a voiceover actor for most of my adult life, but I've been a recording artist, like a singing signed recording artist for all of my, late teen into adult life. And I've been a hands-on music creator with my husband. So from all the albums that we've made together and all the voiceovers I've done and all the demos I've done for myself, I thought, you know what, I think we can handle this. And we
Hmm.
made him a fantastic demo, and that was it. And then all of a sudden, it just started to become like an organic flow of mostly my students
Yeah.
who were studying with me and aiming toward making a demo and checking in with me and saying, "Do you think I'm ready?" No. "Do you think I'm ready now?" No. "Think I'm ready now?" "Yes, let's make a demo." So that's kind of how it all started 9 years ago.
Well, it's interesting how many people transition and progressed in the kind of the same way. All those yours happen more rapidly, where they're coaching and they're like, I know this person and their strengths and their weaknesses better than
Yeah.
anyone else except for them, and so it kind of feels like a natural flow. But there are people in the industry who feel like there should be like a separation of church and state when it comes to demos and coaches because they're like, oh well, if the person profiting off your demo is the person saying you're ready, can they really be disinterested in the process? But uh
Right.
so just
So you're
speak to
saying
that.
that yeah. So let me just understand what you're saying. You're saying that if a coach is saying, "You're not ready, you're not ready, you're not ready," that what might be underneath it all is an upsell or something. Is that sort of what you're saying?
I hadn't even thought about that side of it. Yes, as
Oh,
well, like to keep them coaching longer. But no,
yeah.
we were thinking more along the lines, and it's not even me. This is a feedback we have gotten from the community. None of us feel this way. That there are coaches who might say, "Oh, you're ready for a demo," because they're going to make money off of their demo when they're really not ready for a demo.
Oh, no, I say the other way. I do
Yeah.
the other thing, and I've lost students because of it. Because I'm a mom. I know you're a mom too. I'm a lover. Everyone is my baby who coaches with me, and I don't want to put them out into the world to be disappointed. Like
Right.
I don't want that to happen. And the thing is that this is what I say to them. We're going to make you sound brilliant. But so then you're going to have this brilliant demo, and agents are going to be interested in you, and they're going to give you, trial auditions. and you're not going to be able to come close to what we did on your demo. That's
Yeah.
not good. Don't spend money that way. So, so that's the reason I say, are you ready? Make sure you're ready.
Yeah. And you
Yeah.
having coached someone so long are in a position to really know how
Oh,
they've progressed in a way that
oh
when I made
yes.
my first demo, I called up the guy that I was thinking about using, and I told him about my career and where I was and what I had done, and but yet he didn't know firsthand. You know, I
Yeah.
guess I could have sent him some of the first things I'd done and where I was, but um he just took me at my word. And I think I was ready for a demo. I did use that demo to sign with CESD. So it was they did say
That worked.
immediately though, you do need a new demo. They're like,
Oh, that's
it is time.
hilarious.
But at that point
Right.
I'd had it for about a year and I was really only about 2 years in total, really. And so it was time anyway, because I had grown very
Oh, I
rapidly in that
bet.
year. So
I
I do
bet.
caution
Yes.
people who are like, "Oh, well, I'm gonna make a starter demo." You know, like, "I'm gonna make a demo now," that you may need to make a demo again very quickly.
Absolutely.
Hope
Absolutely.
hopefully you'll need to I mean, hopefully you're growing. So,
Yeah.
um, do you require coaching as part of your process, or could somebody come to you and be like, "I'm ready. Let's work together for one session and see if I'm ready," and you might make their demo?
That happens a lot, and sometimes that one session turns into more sessions, or sometimes it is just one session, or sometimes we just do a few private lessons, or sometimes they're established, and they're working and they just want to make a demo, right?
Mhm.
Because it's time to make that next level demo that I was talking about, those mid-career or those people who are pigeonholed and want to be heard in a different way. Those people don't have to study with me. And I don't, I have a process for people that I don't know from Adam. I have a little, I have a questionnaire I've created for them to answer, and I have sample scripts that are kind of in as many vibes as I could think of that I ask them to send me. So then I can really feel if
Where
they
they are.
have, if they understand this whole thing, and if they're at a professional level, let's say.
I love that. It feels like a lot more of an investment than just a quick phone call that you're asking them to put in the
Yeah,
time to show where they are in their career. That's awesome. I love that.
yeah,
So, can
yeah,
you
yeah,
tell us what your production process is like? So maybe we've
yes.
crossed the barrier. You've said yes. Now we're there. Are we there yet? We're there, right? You're ready
We're
for a
there.
demo.
Okay.
What comes next?
Okay, I wrote down all my, because I have a whole, okay. So what comes next? So then um, so we set everything up in advance. We book everything in advance. So what you're going to get is the first thing you get is a discovery session. And your discovery session is all about us getting together and me digging as deep as I can to get to know what makes you tick as a VO.
Hmm.
And the more, this is a collaborative, by the way. I fully believe that it has to be collaborative
Yeah.
because if you don't know or don't have an inkling or aren't leaning toward certain things that you really know should be on your demo, then you don't know yourself as a VO. And you're also not digging deep enough, probably on the whole, in terms of like um, career, like where your career path should be going, or
Hmm.
you're not listening to your gut in terms of your auditions, or you have to be in there too,
Yeah.
and you have to love your demo. And I think the only way you can love your demo is if you are taking part in the creation. So I say to people, we're going to have a discovery session. I want you to spend the next little while before our discovery session gathering every audition script you've ever done that you felt like you rocked, every commercial you've ever seen that you went, that should have been me. Any moment, like any comedic moment, like even like from a sitcom or a game, anything that you think like, this is me, this is my kind of humor, or I love this, or I love this, anything that you can bring to the table that is going to help me understand who you are,
Yeah.
uh, is what we're going to do. So we have our discovery, and then I go away for about 2 weeks, and I create custom scripts, 7 custom scripts. And I do that with my husband as well. We usually spend weekends together when there's when there are demo scripts to be written, and we just toss out crazy stuff and refine.
Sounds like
We'll
fun.
be lying in bed, and I'll be like, no, it shouldn't be the suitcase, it should be the hat. Like I go deep in everything I do. I'm balls to the wall, very intense person. And so I think scripts should be custom. I think they should be custom written for the artist. To me, it's like an album.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still making people albums. There's just they're just not singing, they're talking. So I create 7 scripts, and then we have a one-on-one. There's no clock on our one-on-one because I don't want to do that to someone. I don't want to say, you have an hour to get these scripts rocking, and if you can't, you can't, but we're recording in 2 days. Like, I would never do that. So there's no clock on our one-on-one. And also for me, because I find that I will write scripts that end up, when the client does them, they're too long because I thought they talked faster, or when I did it, I talked faster. So we do editing on the spot. I time them, I edit a little more. Also, I say to them, if any words feel like marbles in your mouth, like just not you, they're your scripts. Like,
Yeah.
make the words what you want them to be. Like, and I don't care. I love the idea of that. So that one-on-one, that's where all the magic happens in terms of really figuring out how to make each spot its own temperature so that they're all true to the thumbprint of the artist, but at the same time, it's a ride and it never stops.
I love that. So you just do commercial, or do you do other genres of demo as well?
So a couple things. I've done some, I guess, animation / gaming demos, but they are way too time consuming. Like, oh my God, I farm those out to friends who do those, and they do them well. This could be controversial too. It'd be interesting to know. Like, I think this whole um, understanding or movement, or I don't know what to call it, where you need a specific demo for every little genre, and we're cutting genres into genres into genres. Like, we're splitting the atom of genres. Who's doing that? Is it agents? No.
No.
Is it casting? No. It's demo producers who are doing that.
Yeah, we actually polled agents, and if I remember correctly, it was a very small percentage of agents who said that they care about anything past a commercial demo, because your commercial demo is supposed to show your acting ability, right? Like what you can do
Yeah.
behind the mic. Now, an animation demo, I think, is still
Yes.
everyone agrees
But
that
that
that's
is a
pretty
separate
vital.
genre.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But like, I have a kids e-learning demo, which I won't even talk about how I ended up creating. Yeah, let's just say I was demo scammed. But anyway,
Yeah.
I made it anyway because we had started it, and why not just finish it? And it's adorable and it's so much fun, but I'm not doing anything with it. My agent doesn't care that I have a kids
Yeah, I'm
e-learning demo,
sure.
right? Like,
Sure.
it's so specific. And yes, I should find the people to market that too. That's not where I am right now.
Yeah, and you may.
Yeah,
You may. And then it'll be worth something. But
exactly.
I
So
think
yeah,
I
there's
find it a little bizarre. I think it's the people who are making the demos that are making the rules. But I do often, and this goes against those rules, I don't think agents care, and I think it helps. I will make, I will throw a little e-learning vibe, or the
Mm-hmm.
promo vibe onto a commercial demo, especially if it's someone who's new, who just wants to get an agent. And it's, especially if someone, because you do need a commercial demo, although some people you can just hear doing corporate, right? So
Yeah.
you got to throw that on for them. It's icing. And, you know, I would feel horrible to say, well, if you want to do, you know, you can make a corporate demo with me and make a commercial demo with me. And then you can, you know, find an agent who will get you work for both. Like, bull
Well,
crap.
and I like CESD submits me for corporate narration and medical with my commercial demo.
I'm sure. I
I
am
have a
sure.
narration demo. That's not what they use. They're like, "Oh,
Isn't
it's
that
fine, but
funny?
that's not what people
Of
want. They
course.
just want to hear your commercial demo." And my
Exactly.
commercial demo hits those points. So, um yeah, there is some discussion about like should you stick to one genre or should you try to be a jack of all trades, and it's like eh, I think we found that people have everybody seems to have their focus, but then it's like from time to time someone they trust is like, come on, help me make an animation demo, and you're like, let me send you to the guy,
Yeah,
let me send you to the guy.
exactly. Exactly.
So once that demo is recorded and you're recording in their studio, or do you have them
Oh,
go somewhere
so,
else?
well, I start because prior to COVID, you could only do what you did really. I only knew to do what I did in the city that I live in, you know? So
Mhm.
people always came here to our studio, and my husband and I would record them. I would mainly direct, but my husband is really great at directing too. And it's kind of fun because he doesn't really know who anybody is until they walk in. So he's got a different perspective, and
Yeah.
he'll throw something at them that I'm like, oh my God, yeah, that's the best idea. So now when we produce demos for people who aren't in the same city, he sits here with me as we sit on Zoom with whomever is in their studio, and he co-directs still, most for the most part, because he's fabulous at it. So yes, we direct the session. If their own studio doesn't sound fab, I really do suggest that they go to a studio, because I have made a few boo-boos. And even I've even sent people to studios where they've done the groundwork and found a studio, and the sound is still quite disappointing. So
Oh.
that's a bit of a toss-up sometimes. Um,
Well, what
but
about when they go
then,
to a studio and record and they can't reproduce that? Are they going into making that demo understanding that they would need to hire a studio to do any booked work?
oh, that's a really interesting question.
Yeah, because if they can't reproduce the sound in their home studio, is it setting them up to fail?
Yeah, yes,
Yeah.
they have, and I would tell them that if their studio is not passing the mustard at that point, I always send them to my tech pals.
Yeah. Get this
Um,
fixed
yeah.
first, right? Like, really, you
Oh
shouldn't be
yeah.
making a demo and marketing yourself unless you're willing. And I have met a few people who are like, I don't want a studio. I will go. There's a studio in my town. I'll pay them their $200 per hour fee or whatever. But you can't do that for every audition. Not anymore.
They don't understand how many auditions come flying in
No.
and the rush on them, and they don't understand that yet.
Yeah.
They don't know. No, you can't do that. And I know people too who have said that, and I've said to them, you'll see, it's not like that, and you can't say no. Like, I think some people also think that when they're starting out, they can pick and choose which auditions they're going to do, and it's
Yeah.
like, no, you can't. You just got to
Yeah.
do
Not
whatever
with an
comes.
agent. No.
No, no, not with an agent. That's what I'm speaking about. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, they've recorded. So you're done recording. Who does the editing?
I do the basic editing um, immediately because it's so fresh in my mind. I
Right.
just go and sit there, and we do millions of takes, by the way,
Mm-hmm.
millions of takes, because you never know. And so I will then I do like the Frankenstein stuff, and then that becomes its own little session, and then I give it to Jim. And then I then pick the music for everything, which I love doing because music. And I think that like the right music track can just set something on fire. It's crazy what it can do.
Yeah.
So I pick about 4 different music choices for every single spot. And then Jim and I sit together and we play the spot against each music track. And then I think as an engineer, because I know 10 million engineers and I love them all and they're all brilliant, but I think Jim is a real fine tooth comber.
Mm-hmm.
He will, like,
And Jim
no
is your
stone is
husband,
left.
just to be clear.
Yes, Jim Gillard is my husband. Yes, he will leave no stone unturned. So, like, I think some people take a music track that they like, that they think suits the spot, and stick it under and call it a day. But we don't do that. We will take a music track and cut it into its own new song to suit the ebb and flow of the VO. So
Mm-hmm.
you're getting a personalized edit
Yeah.
of music, specifically for that. He'll also remix music tracks to sound better than they sound, and then he goes through the VO and he rides the levels to such a degree, it's nuts. He does it all manually. It's crazy. I can't imagine anyone else does that, but especially newer VOs, they fall off their words a lot, a
Mm-hmm.
lot. And you really notice it when you've heard it like 3 or 4 times. You realize, oh my God, they're saying dial soap, but it's dial soap. And like Jim will do, so suddenly you hear soap. It's crazy. So he does all that magic pixie dust stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then I come downstairs once he's done it all and I listen to each spot against each track and everything he's done. And I okay each one. And then he does all the mastering and all that stuff. And then I put it in an order. I know some people like to choose their own order, and they may if they really, really need to, but I really, I really think I have a great ear for the ride. And it's all about the ride. You just don't want someone to ever feel like they've heard enough. You want each thing to be like, whoa, I didn't finish listening to that. What's this? Whoa, I didn't finish listening to that. What's this? Didn't finish it. Oh my God, that was beautiful. You want all those emotions to be evoked in whoever's listening.
It really seems like one of the most important parts of the crafting because I've heard demos with spots that are really, really similar right next to each other. And that's just too long in one area of your emotion and your brain that you get bored, and we need to
You
be
get so
constantly
bored.
shifting. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah,
I love
yeah,
that. So then you present it to the talent at that point,
yes, yeah.
and you tell them to put it out on social media and ask everyone for their opinion, right?
Oh my God. Oh, that would be so horrible.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Ah, that's never happened actually.
Really? Oh, I see
No,
it a
I
lot. Well,
mean,
someone will
put
be
it
like,
out
"I
on
got a
social
brand
media in
new
a good way,
demo."
but yeah, only what that's done is it's gotten suddenly other people calling me to make them demos. It's never been a bad thing.
Good.
Um, and a lot of my students end up getting agents from the demos that we make them. A lot. So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. So can you tell us how much you charge for your demo process for a commercial demo?
4 million, $4 million.
That sounds fair.
I Yeah, it's
I
fair.
mean,
It's
Tim is very
fair. What?
specific, you said, right?
Exactly. And I put my sweat and blood, into every demo. So 4 million is not so much. Oh, 1850. 18.
1850. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. And are you open to collaborating with talent? Like if someone comes to you and they say, I've written all my scripts, I've already got everything ready to go. I just need somebody to direct me and produce it, or just to produce it. I've already recorded it. Would you be open to someone kind of piecemealing your process or
Yeah, I
no?
don't think that's as much collaborating as it is. Yeah, I don't, because I do collaborate. To me, collaboration is I did this, you do that, you do this, I do that. So you're more saying someone who's done a lot, someone who's done all the creative
Yeah,
and
maybe
want,
they want more control, or they have a background in copywriting or ad, and they're like, I've already
yeah,
written my scripts. I've already coached. I really just need somebody to direct me and produce it. I use this example because that's actually what Jen Greenfield did. When she made her demo, she wrote her scripts. She was ready to go. She did go in studio and they directed her and she recorded it and they produced it, but she did the rest of the process herself.
again, I think anyone who knows what's good for them knows what's good for them. And that's amazing. Like,
Yeah.
like I make my own demos. I don't think anybody could make a demo for me as well as I can make a demo for me. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I do my own hair. Like there are some things, I can't do my own nails. There are some things that we do know that we know. Now, if it was a newbie who really didn't know what they were doing and was just trying to hold on so
Hmm.
hard, I would make some suggestions. Um, but I'd be okay. I'd be okay with that. But I would make suggestions. I would.
Maybe a case by case basis,
Yeah. Uh huh. For
that's
sure.
definitely. Um, let's see if Oh, in the time you've been producing demos, because you've been doing this a while, what
Hmm.
kind of shifts have you seen regarding industry standards around demo
Yeah.
production?
Yeah. That. Okay. Well, I think just technically speaking, tech moves so fast.
Hmm.
So things that sounded good. I'm just talking about sound. Things that sounded good 5 years ago don't sound nearly as good as things sound now. So just tech wise, things are moving so fast. So that's changing. Um, what's changed? So, you know, everybody has their own VO life and their own VO story, and there's so many little um, types of VO that don't necessarily know the other types of VO. But there's a world of VO that I was in that is a union world where
Hmm.
your demo is your spots, is everything you do, is your
It's
work.
a real.
It's a reel.
Yeah.
It's a show reel. It's your work. And in that little bubble of union people, um, that's what they know. I suddenly started like many years ago now because I've been sort of maybe when I started coaching and all that, I started seeing that there's this whole other world where people get these demos made. And when you do that, you can you can put out what your heart desires as opposed to. So I think the old school demo of here are all the spots I've done, because we don't always get hired for the things that we're dying to get hired for.
Right.
And it's frustrating because then it just leads to you being hired for more of that. I think everybody needs to have a created just for them demo
Yeah.
nowadays. I really
Well,
do.
and
You're not in the
after,
running.
yeah, and after talking to casting directors and learning, because I came into voiceover in 2018, but I
Mm,
had a baby. So I wasn't going in studios. I stuck with all work I could do virtual, which was it was
right.
kind of more, not all of the work was available, right? But I didn't care
Yeah.
at that point. I was just getting started. And by the time that I was really going full steam ahead, it was 2020, everybody was home. And so I'd never had a chance to do in-person auditions. And in the in talking to some of these casting directors, they talked about how they had this waiting room conversations and they
Yeah.
knew the talent. They had a
Yeah.
relationship with the talent
Yeah.
that came from face-to-face conversation. And that's gone. It's
I
gone.
know.
For those of us who are newer, it's gone. For those of
Yes.
us for the people that already knew the casting directors, that relationship's established. But for
Yes.
the rest of us, we can't just ride on a demo of what we have done in the past. We have to be able to show them
Yeah.
who we are. a little bit about our personality, our branding. It's like, it's more than just an introduction into what we can do. It's an introduction into who we are.
Exactly. Absolutely. It's the heart of you.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
tell us your whatever elevator pitch on why a talent should choose to work with Wendy Lands specifically.
Well, there are some people in this world who offer their services, whatever their services are, by asking the people to come to them. So it's like, here's how I do what I do. If you want to do the thing with me that I do with every other person, come to me. I'm the opposite. If you want to do the thing you do and show people how unique and original and special you are, then I want to come to you. I want to get to know you, and I want to help make you a voiceover rock star. You know, I come from the music world. I come from the rock star world, where that's where my head is at. So I don't want to be a cookie cutter person in your life. And I don't want to make you an adequate demo. And I don't want it to just pass the demo test. I want it to be an oh my God demo.
I love that.
So, and also you have to be open to collaboration if you want to work with me, because as I spoke of before, that's pretty important.
Yeah. And it
Yeah,
sounds like you genuinely care about the people you work with. And
I
I
do.
I'm not saying anyone else doesn't, right? Like everybody
Yeah,
seems to feel that way, um but you're everybody's mama at the end of the
yeah,
day.
exactly. They're all my babies. And if you go to my website and you go to my demo production page, there are some lovely testimonials. So you can kind of read them and see for yourself what people say.
Well, tell us where people can go to find information about how to make a demo with you.
Well, they can go to my website, which is my name, Wendy Lands, like what a plane does. It lands, Lands. People get my last name wrong all the time.
Well, luckily it's
People call me Wendy.
spelled right below you, so
Oh,
hopefully
good.
they better not spell it wrong.
wendylands.com and go to the demo production tab. And that is where you will see all about like everything I spoke of. You can read testimonials. You can listen to some. We put some demos up there of clients, and I also do something called brandscaping, which is
Ooh,
helping you with your branding. I help you. I brandscape.
I love that. Is
So
that a separate service or part of your demo
it
package?
can be part of the demo package if you want it to, or it can be a separate service, whatever you want, whatever you need.
Awesome. Fabulous. Well, thank you, Wendy, for your time today. And
Thank you. It was so nice.